Alright, what's up homies? Ryan Wynn here with another episode of Running Lapse. One of my rare episodes where I do some commentary. And that's because I had a lot of fun doing this one. It's a character I really like, and I wanted to talk a little bit about it. So there you can see I didn't do a sketchbook snapshot like I usually do. I usually draw my sketchbook, take a picture, drop it into Procreate. This time we're doing everything in Procreate. I noodled the little small image, kind of the pose I wanted, blew it up a little, and you can see I'm just reworking and reworking and reworking. Just laying in some hair, see what comes out, adjusting some proportions. At first I kind of wanted him to be using his shield like a discus, like a Greek god, or a Greek Olympian, I should say. And there you see we bumped him up a little so he takes up most of the canvas. Here I'm testing out an inking brush that I created in Procreate. Just wanted to see if it would work well for me. Then we'll get rid of that and get back to the final pencils. Working in some details here, figuring out if he's going to be, what kind of surface he's going to be on. Is there going to be plant life? Is he going to be on some sort of rocky, spiky surface? I decided to go with rocky and spiky for a while. And I'll change it up if I see fit later. Which you'll see. I see fit and I do change it up. But for now we're going to go with this spiky, rocky terrain. Some sort of alien terrain that he may be on. Now, Forager was a member of the New Gods created by Jack Kirby. Came out in the early 70s, I believe, like 72, something like that. And I didn't discover him until I read Cosmic Odyssey in 1988. I was 12 years old. Jim Starlin wrote it, and Mike Mignola did the illustrations. John Workman hand-lettered it. Jose Garzon inked it. It's a beautiful book. And that's where I was first introduced to Forager, and actually a lot of the New Gods. I had known about them as a kid because you know a little bit about Jack Kirby and you read about him, but I hadn't really read them. They were before my time, and I hadn't really gotten into them. But Forager was a really kick-ass character in Cosmic Odyssey. He hung out with Batman. They did some cool stuff. He was a hero. I really dug him, and of course, being a Kirby character, he's got a fantastic design. Rather simple for a Kirby character, but still has elements of that Kirby design. Now, he does have a really cool mask that I probably should have drawn into the image somehow, but I just felt like drawing a face that day. And his mask resembles a bug, which is where he gets his nickname Bug from. And his people, the insect humanoids of New Genesis, they live underground and forage like insects, and that's sort of where they get their names and themes from. And, you know, he's got weapons and tools where he can, you know, hit people with acid and stick to walls and things like that. And like the other New Gods, he's got various powers like, you know, super strength, very agile, things like that. He's not invulnerable or anything like that, but he's pretty tough. And I decided to put him on an asteroid, apparently. And here I'm bringing in the circles, you can see. And in Procreate, you either have to use a template and draw your circles, or I import a circle shape sometimes that I have in with my photos. And I'll manipulate it if I need to. I did so for the shield, and then I'll draw over it so that it has a freehand feel. And here I'm lightening up the rocks in the background. I want them to drop back. I was using some weird colors. I was experimenting a little, and I wanted certain things to stay flat and certain things to be textured. And I really wanted to bring in some rim lighting. I was almost forcing it too much here at one point. Doing certain bursts on the left and right. You know, thinking, oh, should I do a highlight on him like that? I just kept going against that. I'm going to ditch these here in just a minute. Almost went for some cell style shading there for a second. And ultimately just went with very simple on the costume, some rendering on the face, and I'll end up going with little highlights here and there. Now once I did a color hold on the asteroid lines, those really dropped back. Everything popped a little better. We'll mess with the colors here. He ends up being the only warm thing. Everything else is cool. Little rim lights, and there we go. Forager. Thanks for joining, everybody, and we'll see you next time. Take care.
Stupid cat.